we treated. This right here sound like a three-peat. I put the in it sound like I'm knee-deep. I'm like, oh, you too needy. Me and HB going Juvie and BG. They gotta put my face on the box of Wheaties. I'm praying for whoever think they competed. Salute when you see me. That's all he ever, so that's how you greet me.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. The excitement brewing here in South Florida. As a moment ago, the Dolphins starters were introduced to this home crowd. They're fired up as well as they get set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now the former Washington Husky, here's Myles Gaskin. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. But Charles, first drive here, a little safe completion underneath. Maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. Three yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. It makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Meanwhile, Darnold's throw here taken in by Parker. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 19.
Every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. Here's a handoff out of the gun. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Here's Darnold. Flushed out right. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. They'll try to run this one in. Yeah, this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Oh, and they they had it stopped short of the first, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like a clear face mask to me.
So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
On second and goal, Darnold, and that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Adam Shaheen, his first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
His throw complete there to Thomas.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete, and they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. After 7-0 on EA Sports. On first down, this is McCaffrey. Oh, heck of a move.
Man.
And he's across midfield and into Miami territory.
Javon Holland coming up to make the stop.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. He finds Smith out of the backfield. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. The defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied here in the second quarter. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone.
And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11th. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? They were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. It doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
On second and very short. Darnold eluding the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. On the handoff, it's Gaskin. Oh, he's got some breathing room. There he goes, right side. 20, 10, 5, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Myles Gaskin, 79 yards. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
This is McCaffrey on the give. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. He'll get this out right here to McCaffrey. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. From midfield, here's Tua. Flush to his right. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Juwan Johnson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game. Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop. So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete. To throw on 2nd and 10. Darnold. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side here, complete to the tight end, Gesicki. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Darnold from the gun. Escaping the pressure right. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And they do have terrific starting field position, but no timeouts to work with, so they'll need to operate quickly.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. On play action, here's Tua. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And, yes, out come the flags.
So give him the yardage on the completion and also tack on 15 more.
If you give that hand up there, you've got to let go immediately or just not close the hand at all. He didn't, gave it a tug, and that was easy for the officials to see.
This is caught, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
So that a free 15 yards.
And it's always a tough one as a defender because a lot of the penalties that you commit, pass interference, holding, when they happen, you actually know what you're doing. But a face mask penalty, a lot of times it's inadvertent, but it still costs you the same amount of yardage.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Ronald Jones, his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Ravens on just 2 plays have taken the lead.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
This will be returned from deep in the...
And deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they'll have great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line.
Week 7 action, and we've got a 7-point game here in the second quarter. And this offense hoping to change that right here.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
I believe I could see what they were trying to do there, but unfortunately, the back ran out of room. Too close to the sideline. And for defenders, we're often taught, 11 on the field, those sidelines can become the 12th defender. It worked to the defense's advantage on that play.
Throwing again on 2nd down.
Tua.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Ian Thomas, his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out.
And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not great starting field position as well.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Off of play action, Darnold. Flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half.
Here comes the return from the very back of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Yeah, he did not want to go down there as he carries tacklers for a solid gain of 9.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 46 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 44-yard line. Now a run with McCaffrey. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Flush to his right. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Play action. It's Darnold. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. This could possibly be a push-off. Here's Gaskin. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long. Back to throw, Darnold. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. A good return there, 17 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Play action. Now it's Tua. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Three quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. They'll run for it. McCaffrey. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat them.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And the Dolphins are right back in this football game. And now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the fourth.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no. But the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
And the last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From his own goal line, Darnold. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
They always say that real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing, timing, timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there, threw it behind him. And that is incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Miami. And he's able to get it out of there. It's a 40-yard punt, but they lose yardage on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not...
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Ravens are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
26, Mike. 26, Mike. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Here's Darnold. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Thrown to Parker, complete on the slant. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Buying time to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Hey, check Mike 21. Mike 21. Check Mike 21. Hey, man. Watch the boot. Watch the boot.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 39. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
On 1st down, it's Darnold. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
On 2nd and 10, Darnold. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10. They'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. 4th down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown, Dolphins. Devontae Parker, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. McCaffrey on the return. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big connection on that one. 36 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Tua going to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. But now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens are looking like they'll move to 6-1 as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would care. Darnold, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Now Darnold. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner, forget starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in,
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. One last throw now for Darnold. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally